The Chatham Anglers are
without a cloud or tornado in the sky at Red Wilson. We have a matchup of the two teams tied for first in the Cape League tonight in South Yarmouth. It's the Chatham Anglers and the YD Red Sox, live from Red Wilson Field. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. Brian McLaughlin and Andre Sims here with you. Only a radio call of the broadcast today. No view of Red Wilson Field because Fox College Sports is in the house today, broadcasting live for you. You can find that on your TV provider. Andre, this should be a great matchup, but first off, the field is in great shape considering a tornado roared through South Yarmouth yesterday, and we are somehow going to have baseball between the Anglers and the Red Sox.
Yeah, but between the weather and the field conditions, you would have never guessed that there was a literal natural disaster that rolled through here yesterday. I mean, you drive around here yesterday and even this morning going to the field, you see the damage that's done in and around the field. A bunch of trees that were down, streets that were blocked off, some houses that were unfortunately damaged. Power was out. So many reasons why this game shouldn't have been played today, but our GM, coaches, players alike out up before the sun, out here fixing the fence that was broken, working with the turtle for batting practice, all that stuff. And so really just impressive that the field looks as good as it does. It's a testament to everyone involved.
Now that the field's ready to go, it's going to be a great ball game tonight. Chatham has only played twice in the last 7 days. YD has played 5 games and closed the gap between first and second. Both teams are even atop the Eastern Division and the Cape League at 42 points apiece. And playing in back-to-back days here, Andre, we head to Chatham tomorrow. This is arguably the biggest 2-game stretch of the season for these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about it, especially given the fact that Chatham hasn't played that many games, these wins become that much more essential because of the fact that Chatham still has 2 more games to play than the Red Sox do. So you want to be able to get the head-to-head wins because by default, they're going to be playing 2 more times than you are, and so you don't know how those 2 games are going to shake out after the fact. You want to be able to control as much as you can as far as these standings are concerned. And for YD, this is an incredibly crucial 2-game stretch. Chatham has had their number all season, and so they need to have a reversal of fortunes. Otherwise, first place may or may not be unattainable as we head to the final stretch of this season.
The right-hander, Ryan Hare, is on the mound for the YD Red Sox out of UNLV. It'll be his 4th start. Colt Ayers, also making his 4th start, is on the mound tonight for the Chatham Anglers. Ayers out of Kentucky with a 3.42 ERA. Andre, this Chatham staff has gotten the best of YD in all 4 matchups so far this season, and they're a big reason why Chatham is 3-0-1 against the Red Sox so far this year. Ayers looking to continue that success against what's a really good YD lineup, just not against the Anglers.
Yeah, Chatham definitely has one of the best pitching staffs across Cape Cod this season. Them and Harwich are probably the 2 best that come to mind when you think about staffs as a whole. And that's the thing, it's the whole staff effort. It doesn't matter whether it's the starter, the guy that comes in the middle, or the guy who's finishing it. They're all really, really good. And with Tom Holliday, especially at the beginning of the season, employing his 3 innings swing system, there was really no layoff. There was no give anywhere in this Chatham rotation. And so even you look at the tie, even where it was only a 1-1 tie. So even in that game where they had relative better success against this Chatham team, the offense still wasn't able to really get anything done, really wasn't able to build any positive momentum. And so there's got to be a reversal of fortunes, as I said, and otherwise there's really not going to be any different result.
YD has only scored 1 3/4 runs per game on the season against the Anglers. Against every other Cape League opponent, they are averaging 5.5 runs a game. So there's the big difference right there between Chatham and everybody else against this YD team. You look at the offense for the Red Sox, Andre. Who steps up? It's been the top 3 as of late, really getting it done. Is it one of those 3 again, or do we see someone in the bottom of the order with the big day?
You know, the person I'm looking at is Sam Hall out of the 8th spot this evening. You know, he's swinging the bat better. He's healthy again. He had some arm issues that he was dealing with earlier in the season that were really limiting him both offensively and defensively. He seems to have put all of that behind him. He's swinging a hot bat. He's got the average up to 258 limited at-bats, but 5 for his last 11 in his last 10 games. He's swinging a hot bat of late. And so I'm looking to him to be that catalyst at the bottom half of the order with his speed and his contact ability to really help this team. when this team does best, Brian, it's when they're able to get people on as they flip the order to the top. And so the top of the order has opportunities to drive guys in. Look for Sam Hall today to be that catalyst at the bottom half of this order.
The top two teams in the Cape League, YD and Chatham, first pitch and the starting lineups. Coming up next, we'll step aside for the national anthem. Chatham and YD here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back at Red Wilson Field, it's the top of the first inning. Ryan Hare and company are out on the mound for the YD Red Sox as they set to take on the Chatham Anglers. The two top teams in the Eastern Division. Chatham comes in 20-12-2 on the season. YD 20-14-2. So both sitting at 42 points exactly to lead the Cape League and the Eastern Division. Ryan Hare comes in 3 appearances. All 3 are starts for the Red Sox. 11 1/3 innings on the mound, a 6.35 ERA. He struggled last time out against Bourne. Let's meet the Chatham lineup he'll face tonight. Caden Polkovich leads off the switch. Hitter is in center field. Cooper Davis from Vanderbilt bats second and right. Jamal O'Gwin out of USC is the designated hitter in the 3 spot. Ben Ramirez, another USC Trojan, bats in the cleanup role at shortstop. Alex Terrell, he's had a bit of a down season for the Anglers, bats 5th at first base from Miami. Jorge Arenas is at third base from Stetson, batting 6th. Colin Hall 7th out of Georgia Tech in left field. Keaton Rice bats 8th out of Bradley. He's the catcher. Huey Morrill rounds out the order out of Oklahoma State at second base today for the Anglers. Ryan Hare in the white home uniforms of the YD Red Sox, throwing his warm-up pitches. Red Sox in script as if they are the Boston Red Sox across the chest for YD. Hare going with the alternate socks, high socks about up to his knee today to complete the uniform, as well as a red cap with socks right across the front panel. Getting a good opportunity here against the Chatham Anglers. Caden Polkovich, the switch hitter, will bat from the left side against Ryan Hare. The Anglers in their road blue uniforms, beautiful royal blue, white numbers, gray pants with a pinstripe down the side for the Anglers. Hare from the windup, Polkovich from the left side. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It misses down and inside to Polkovich for ball 1. Fastball from Hare gets us started today. Polkovich hitting .294, 3 home runs on the season for the outfielder. The 1-0. Fastball notches the inner edge for strike 1 from Hare, and it's a ball and a strike.
This is a big outing for Ryan Hare. He has struggled in his first 3 starts for YD this season. As we head towards playoff time, he's got to make a statement to Scott Pickler that he is an arm that can be trusted as we head into the postseason. Otherwise, he could find himself not making a lot of meaningful appearances in games. And for this YD team, they need all the reliable arms they can get. Scott Pickler is going to want to use as many as he possibly can. So for Ryan Hare, this is a big opportunity. He may not be in the playoff starting rotation, but to say, hey, if you need 3 innings out of the bullpen, I'm a guy that can get you that.
Swing and a miss from Polkovich on the 2-1 changeup. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody down, top of the first. YD's infield playing Polkovich to pull to the right side. Here's the 2-2. Foul tip. Polkovich is able to stay alive. Just tops it back to the screen. Polkovich from Northwest Florida State. Not exactly known for a baseball powerhouse. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Went after a breaking ball. Tipped it back into the glove of Cardenas, and Hare records the first out of the day with a swinging strikeout of Caden Polkovich.
Number 51, Cooper Davis.
1 down. Bases clear, scoreless between YD and Chatham. It's Cooper Davis to the plate. He hits from the left side at a Vanderbilt. 10 for 33 on the season. As an Angler is Davis. First pitch. Fastball, a called strike on the outside corner from Hare. The defense for YD today, it's Austin Wells in left field, Brad Beasley in center, Jake Palmer gets the start in right. Here's the 0-1. Davis takes up high, a ball and a strike. The infield has pretty much stayed the same on the left side for the last month or so. Riley King at third, Wyatt Young at shortstop. Sam Hall moving to the infield gets the start at second tonight, and Jack Thomas Wold at first base. 1-1. Davis, a high bouncer, right side. Wold fields it foul ball. Just kicked foul at the last second as it skipped over the bag. Called foul by Mike Rabideau, the first base umpire. Tom Ryberg's behind the plate. Rabideau at first. Mark Delaney at third. A ball and 2 strikes here to Davis. Hare stares in just over his dark glove. The 1-2. Fastball misses up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful day for baseball here on the Cape. Slight breeze. The 2-2 misses inside. Davis scoots back out of the way, and the count is full with one down. 0-0. Battle of first place teams, YD and Chatham. YD comes into tonight's action holding the best home record in the league. Chatham, the best road record in the league. 3-2. Hit in the air, center field. Pretty shallow. Beasley moving to his left in a few steps, and he makes the catch waist high. Just drifting into the right center gap. 2 down now for the Anglers in the first against Ryan Hare.
Designated hitter from the University of Southern California, number 2, Jamal O'Gwin II.
YD 12-4-2 at home this season at the Red. Chatham 10-6 away from home. Now the first pitch to the designated hitter, Jamal O'Gwin. It misses down low for ball 1. 2 down, top of the first, 0-0. O'Gwin hitting .292 on the season. Here from the windup, the 1-0. Another ball down in the dirt, picked by Cardenas, but it's 2 balls and no strikes as O'Gwin lays off. O'Gwin, the powerful righty, part of the Trojan duo in the middle of this lineup for the Anglers. O'Gwin and Ben Ramirez on deck. The 2-0 from Hare. Fastball just brushes the inside corner to the righty Hare. 2 balls and a strike. Riley King hugging the line at third base. The 2-1 to O'Gwin. Fastball misses down and away. 3 balls and a strike. O'Gwin, tall, strong righty bat. 6'4", 220 pounds. Hare 6'2", 195 on the bump. Here's the 3-1. Fastball misses inside. That's ball 4. A 2-out walk to Jamal O'Gwin. Chatham has their first base runner of the day with O'Gwin aboard and 2 down. Ben Ramirez. As I said, teammates with O'Gwin and John Beller, the lefty starter for YD. Ramirez hitting from the left side, a .268 average on the season for the shortstop. YD, a really significant shift here against Ramirez with 2 down. First pitch, misses down and in. All of a sudden, Hare is losing his command a bit. Riley King is the only defensive player on the left side of the dirt infield for YD. Wyatt Young just a bit to the right of second base, up the middle at shortstop. Sam Hall significantly onto the right field grass. Now the 1-0. Change up, pulled on the ground, right at Jack Thomas. Wold gloves it on a couple of bounces, shuffles and steps on the first base bag, and there's the 3rd out of the first. Hare works around a 2-out walk. 1 man left aboard for the Anglers. YD's lineup coming up when we return in the bottom of the first. 0-0, YD and Chatham. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
We request your cooperation.
Back at Red Wilson Field, it's the bottom of the first inning, 0-0, as YD gets their first at-bat of the day against Cole Ayers. The righty from Kentucky comes in with a 1-1 record in 3 starts. This is his 7th appearance, 4th start on the mound for the Anglers. He has a 3.42 ERA. YD's lineup tonight facing Ayers starts with Wyatt Young at shortstop, then Brad Beasley, who has been red hot, bats second in center from Cal Poly. Austin Wells is in his usual spot at third, playing left field from Arizona. Jack Thomas Wold bats fourth tonight. Noah Campbell a bit banged up out of the lineup. Jack Thomas Wold from UNLV. Eric Tolman gets the start at DH, the lefty two-way man from ASU bats fifth. Riley King sixth at third base from Georgia. Jake Palmer seventh out of UC Irvine in right field. Sam Hall, the speedster, bats eighth from Clemson at second base. And Noah Cardenas, the catcher, rounds out the order. First pitch to Wyatt Young, skied left side, out of play. Strike one to Wyatt Young to get the home half of the first started. No visual for you tonight as we stream live on YouTube. Fox College Sports is here broadcasting from Red Wilson Field today. So just the audio for you. Here's the 0-1 to Young. Popped up again, fouling out of play to the third base side. 0-2 to Wyatt Young. Second in the Cape League in hitting, Wyatt Young at 361. Hit a home run yesterday, his first long ball. That was in Hartford, Connecticut. Here's the 0-2 to Young. Line drive, foul down the left field line that hooks towards the bullpen.
And that home run was certainly no cheap shot. That was when I was on the call in the middle innings and took on not only one of the deeper parts of the yard in right field, but also about a 20 to 30 foot high barometer, the yellow line of which marked a home run. It took it on, beat it by a few rows into the seats.
0-2 curveball is fisted foul and out of play by Wyatt Young. First four pitches, he's fouled them all off from Ayers on the hill. First home run of the season for Young. He does have 6 doubles and 2 triples. So the slugging percentage is there for Wyatt Young. Here's the 0-2. Fastball bounced, foul again. 5 straight fouls from Young at the plate. You think when you see 5'7", 165 middle infielder, just the contact skills, and Wyatt Young certainly has that, but showing off some pop in the bat as well. Ayers from the wind. Another 0-2 on its way. Breaking ball line sharply right side on a hop to Huey Morrill at second. Sidearms to first to get Young for the first out in the bottom of the first against YD. Defense for you here for Chatham. You just met Huey Morrill. He's at second. And the outfield, it's Colin Hall in left. Caden Polkovich is in center field. Cooper Davis in right. Jorge Arenas at the hot corner. Ben Ramirez the shortstop. Morrill just made the first out at second. And Alex Torral is at first base. Keaton Rice, the battery mate for Ayers on the mound. First pitch to Beasley is crushed foul up the third baseline. Turned, was just out in front and ripped a off-speed pitch foul up the third baseline.
Yeah, Brad Beasley's been swinging a hot bat ever since he got moved into the 2-hole. 385 in his last 10 games. And has really been the bridge between Wyatt Young and Austin Wells.
Fastball lined back up the middle, a base hit for Beasley. Single into center. Polkovich lofts it back into the infield. Brad Beasley continues to crush the baseball. He had a 3-hit day yesterday, including his 8th double of the season. You said it, Andre, 385 over the last 10. And he's aboard now with 1 out in the bottom of the first, scoreless between Whitey and Chatham.
And one thing that Beasley's done really well in his production out of the 2-hole was really solidify that 2-hole. It was kind of a revolving door as who would be the one to get between Wyatt Young and Austin Wells in the leadoff spot in the 3-hole.
First pitch to Wells, ripped down the right field line, but he hooks it foul. That lands harmlessly in the grass for strike 1 to Wells.
And we saw Noah Campbell there. Andrew Eister took some swings there. Luke Waddell, when he was here before leaving for Team USA, was in that spot, but no one really stuck as that guy that they could count on to get a base hit, could handle the bat well should Wyatt Young get on into to do a hit and run type situation. And Beasley has provided that and really stabilized the top third of this order.
0-1 fastball misses just away to Wells. A ball and a strike. Right in the middle of Young and Wells, the 2 all-star starters and really 2 MVP candidates at the top of the order for YD. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Wells over a nice off-speed pitch from Ayers on the mound. Now a ball and 2 strikes with Beasley at first and 1 down. Wells hitting .328 on the season. He probably has the best shot of anybody to catch Nick Gonzalez of Katuitt in the MVP race. The 1-2 to Wells. Fastball just misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Keaton Rice was set up away. Ayers hit his spot, but Tom Ryberg behind the plate would not make the call. Now 2-2. Ayers the righty, from the stretch with Beasley on first. 2-2. Skied in the air to the left side. Shallow left field. Colin Hall on his horse. Into foul territory. He can't get there. Ball's foul. The ball just kept drifting farther and farther away from Colin Hall. At first, that looked like it was just going to settle in shallow left and just kept drifting into foul territory. And Austin Wells has a second chance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind blowing pretty much straight in today at Red Wilson. Usually a very friendly hitter's park, but pitchers might have themselves a better day today with the wind whipping in from the trees out in center. Another 2-2. Off speed, called strike 3. Ayers gets Wells looking on the breaking ball. First strikeout today, and that's the second out of the first for Ayers.
The first baseman from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, number 19, Jack Thomas Wold.
2 down for Jack Thomas Wold. Brad Beasley's on first base with a 1-out single. 0-0 bottom of the first between Chatham and YD. Check on first base. Beasley's back with a head-first slide before the tag of Terrell. Wold hitting .247 on the season. The power numbers have been up for him as of late. A couple of home runs in the last 10 or so days. Wide stance from the left side. First pitch, swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup maybe from Ayers. Wold was out in front. It's 0-1. Ayers quick to go to the off speed here in this one. No balls and a strike to Wolds. The pitch. Fastball misses just down and away. A ball and a strike now. Wolds, no batting gloves. Rests the bat on his back shoulder. The 1-1. Fastball misses away from Ayers. 2 balls and a strike now to Wold.
And it's early, but this really feels like an opportunity, even with just a runner on first and 1 down, that this YD team has to capitalize on. Usually the narrative is with this team that if they find themselves down late in a game or losing a game, it's generally because they've left a lot of runners on in the early stages. And against a team like Chatham where they don't score a ton of runs, every base runner, every run is hyperly important as you're trying to win this game, not only in context of this individual game, but in context of the playoff standings as well. Oh, you got a 1-out base knock. You want to be able to try to bring him around.
3-1 to Wold. Hits it in the air to center field. Not very deep. Kaden Polkovich, plenty of room, trots a few steps in and makes the catch just above the brim of his cap. YD strands Beasley at first. He's the only man to reach in their half of the first. We're scoreless after 1 at the Red. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the second inning, 0-0 between Whitey and Chatham. Ryan Hare's first pitch of the second inning, swing and a miss from Alex Terrell for strike one. Terrell, the first baseman out of Miami. First at bat today against Hare. 0-1, breaking ball, called strike. It's 0-2 from Hare. Terrell hitting .233 on the season. The power hitter from the U has not gotten that power stroke going as an angler to this point. The 0-2. Fastball misses away, a ball and 2 strikes from Hare. How big a bat would Terrell be if he could really get cooking for these anglers in the middle of the order?
Yeah, and if you think about this Chatham team, it's a team that is obviously pitching heavy, but they have the offense to do it. We've seen the offensive explosions firsthand as they hung 15 against this YD team in the early parts of this season, and that was, like you said, really without the contribution of a guy like Alex Terrell, who obviously no one's questioning the talent or the power ability. We see it in the numbers that he had at the U, and if he gets going, then this team becomes that much more dangerous.
2-2 is skied by Terrell. Shallow left fields. Riley King is backing up. That's Austin Wells, the left fielder, who settles under it and makes the catch trotting forward. Wind's playing a few tricks on that one. Whitey had the shift on, so Riley King was there in shallow left center. The third baseman, but it's Wells to make the catch.
This is going to be another day filled with installations and renditions of the pop-up dance.
Yeah, that's right.
The wind blowing heavily in.
Going to be interesting for the outfielders. One out, top of the second, 0-0 between Whitey and Chatham. Jorge Arenas now to the plate. The righty from Stetson looks at a first pitch breaking ball down low for ball one. Hare hasn't allowed a hit at this point into the second. Here's the 1-0. Another breaking ball slapped down the right field line, out of play. A ball and a strike to Arenas. He's hitting .286 on the season with 1 home run. Here from the windup, works from the third base side of the mound. Bases clear, 1 down here in the second. Time called at the plate. Arenas now back in the box. Here's the 1-1 from Hare. Swing and a miss over the changeup from Arenas. It's the first time we've seen Hare break that one out today. Long look in. Now the 1-2 from Hare. Bounced foul towards the Red Sox dugout up the third base line. Another 1-2 from Hare to Arenas coming up. Both these teams closing in on a playoff berth. Here's the 1-2. Soft ground ball left side. Wyatt Young, the shortstop, charges. Off balance throw in time to first to get Arenas. Wyatt Young made that one look easy. A great charging play onto the infield grass, gloved in through. 2 down now for the Anglers in the second. It's Colin Hall with 2 down. But how about Wyatt Young's defense, Andre? Just a cornerstone at this point of this team.
Yeah, it feels like as Wyatt Young goes, so does the team. At this point, him and Wells obviously offensively, but defensively, Wyatt Young is a guy that has absolutely set the stage. It makes me wonder when he gets back to Pepperdine in the fall, is going to be like, hey, coach, look, I played short all summer, and I was pretty great at it if you didn't see. So, no, but like actually, though, like this is a guy that came in with tempered expectations. You don't really know what it was a relative unknown. I mean, when you got guys like Austin Wells, returners, and Noah Campbell and Brad Beasley, guys that you really know what you're going to get out of them. A small second baseman from Pepperdine, it's not going to attract a lot of attention, but he's come in and really just become the absolute mainstay of this team. And we saw him make a couple of great plays in yesterday's contest, and that including the diving stab up the middle.
Yeah,
and it's just incredible the story that's gone down with his entire summer.
3 balls and no strikes to Hall. Fastball misses outside. That's a 4-pitch walk. Hare wasn't particularly close with any of those. Wyatt Young, definitely one of the best stories in the Cape League for all those reasons you just detailed, Andre. It is going to be interesting once he goes back to Pepperdine. He was the everyday second baseman this year, where he led them in hitting as a freshman, but he has certainly proved to me that he's a shortstop at the collegiate level and likely at the next level as well. The second 2-out walk of the day, one in each inning. We're in the top of the second for Ryan Hare on the mound. Now the catcher, Keaton Rice. First pitch to Rice, misses just away. 5 straight balls on the mound from Hare. That was the closest of the bunch. Rice hitting .259 from Bradley University. Only extra base hit of the season is a triple. Whitey playing him to pull. Young up the middle at shortstop. Hare from the stretch, the 1-0. Fastball in there for strike one. He's back in the zone. 1-1. Crowd starting to settle in here at Red Wilson. A ball and a strike. The pitch to Rice. Breaking ball, clipped him. Got him on the leg. Back-to-back free passes from Ryan Hare as Keaton Rice will head down to first on the hit by pitch.
From Oklahoma State University.
2 down, runners on
50,
first and second.
Houston Morrill.
9-man up in the order for the Anglers. Top of the second, we're scoreless between Whitey and Chatham. Huey Morrill out of Oklahoma State, hitting just .125 on the season. Second base today for the Anglers. Hare struggling a bit with his command. Still has not allowed a hit. 2 outs in the top of the second. First pitch, swing and a miss from Morrill, 0-1. The only men to have reached a couple of walks and hit by pitch.
And to Hare's credit, he has struggled this season, yes, but it hasn't been due to command issues. Only 4 walks on the season in his 11 innings. So it's not a ton of command. He's just been getting knocked around a bunch. So today it's sort of the inverse of that. And so we'll see if he can sort of right the ship, because he's looked sharp when he's been in the zone. Has been missing a lot of bats, including sawing off Arenas.
This is a bloop down the right field line. Incoming to right fielder Palmer. It falls in the middle of 3 Red Sox. 1 run scores. Here comes Keaton Rice. He'll stop at third base. It's a bloop RBI hit with 2 outs for Huey Morrill, and he drives in the first run of the game for the Anglers. They're on top 1-0 here in the second. So the first hit of the day against Ryan Hare, just a bloop off the end of the bat down the right field line in between Hall, Wold, and Palmer, the right fielder. Tough break for Ryan Hare, and now they're on the corners with 2 down.
And that's really just proves my point of what was going down, which that wasn't a hard hit ball either. He's been sharp. He's been hitting his spots for the most part, except for on those erratic at-bats and it seems very isolated. It's 4 bad pitches, and then he's back to being in the zone. But the contact that has plagued him early in this season hasn't been there in this one.
Now the top of the lineup, and Caden Polkovich, who has been really good for the Anglers. First pitch, check swing. It's in there for a called strike anyways. 0-1. Runners on the corners. 1-0 Chatham. Polkovich with runners on base, runners in scoring position this season, hitting .414 with 20 RBI. Up there with the likes of Wyatt Young and Austin Wells for the Red Sox. Has a man on third base with 2 down. The 0-1. Pitch out, nobody doing anything. Everyone back to their bases. Cardenas has a great arm behind the plate. We've seen him struggle at times with balls in the dirt this season, but a real cannon for the UCLA Bruin backstop. A ball and a strike to Polkovich. 2 down, top of the second. The runner on first is Morrill. Rice on third. The 1-1. Swing and a miss from Polkovich. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Whitey, it feels like they cannot fall behind Chatham by too much. Whitey has not scored more than 3 runs in any of the 4 outings against the Anglers this season. Scored 3 runs, 2 runs, and 1 run twice. Hare from the stretch. A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Runner was moving, but just in and out of the glove of Cardenas, and Polkovich manages to stay alive. Morrill, without a stolen base on the season, was off and running. Feels like if he takes off, Cardenas is going to try to gun him.
Absolutely. You could see him already getting into his motion, which is probably why he ended up dropping that foul tip, as he was trying to come up with the ball to get the throw off.
Good point. Cardenas was up and starting to throw. Another 1-2. Pitch out, nothing doing. Second ball of the at-bat, both on pitch outs from Hare. Interesting, Whitey going with the pitch out with the runner off and moving. I don't know if I would trust Cardenas' arm. I would trust it, I guess I should say, to just throw them out without needing the pitch out. 2-2, runner takes off, swing and a miss. Hare gets out of the inning. One run comes across. Colin Hall touches home for the Anglers. They're on top 1-0. Bottom of the second, Tolman, King, and Palmer to the plate coming up next. This is Red Sox baseball here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the second inning, it's 1-0 Chatham in the battle of the top two teams in the Eastern Division of the Cape Cod League. Chatham leads YD 1-0 as we start the bottom portion of the second inning. First pitch to Eric Tolman. Misses down low for ball one from Colt Ayers on the mound. Tolman, the designated hitter from Arizona State. This is his first start in the batting order on the season. 1-0. Misses low. 2 balls and no strikes to Tolman. He's been one of the prime pinch hitters off the bench for Scott Pickler, but the two-way man has been in the starting rotation and been a good starter. 2-0. Big swing and a miss from Tolman. 5 hits on the season, 2 home runs for the Southpaw.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. You think about when those home runs have come. One was an absolute moonshot in a game that was already decided against Hyannis.
2-1, another big cut and a miss from Tolman, now 2-2.
The other one was crucial against Brewster in the game right before the All-Star break, in a moment that was already chippy enough as it is, with the Brewster pitcher laughing at Eric Tolman after strike one.
2-2, swinging, or rather taken for a called strike 3. Tolman looks at a breaking ball on the outer edge. He goes down looking, but that was such a big home run from Eric Tolman in that inning at the time against Brewster.
It made it the game 5-4 in that moment and really got this YD bench and the dugout fired up. They were already, like I said, it was a little chippy in that one. They were tired. They were heading into the All-Star break, and so that really got them fired up en route to a 3-run ninth and a walk-off win.
First pitch, breaking ball, misses to Riley King for ball one. 1 down, bottom of the second, 1-0 Chatham. Here's the 1-0. King grounds it left side. 2 hops to the third baseman. Arenas moving to his left. Fires to first, and they retire Riley King. 2 down now. Bases clear for the Red Sox, trailing 1-0 against the Anglers. And quickly that brings up Jake Palmer. Here's cruising on the mound aside from that sharply struck single from Brad Beasley. Palmer out of UC Irvine kind of starts an important part of this batting order for YD tonight. 7-8-9, Palmer, Hall, Cardenas will have an important role. First pitch to Palmer misses high for ball one. And we know when this offense is going well, it's those bottom guys in the order. Palmer, a big on-base guy. Hall has some speed. And Cardenas, the leading hitter for UCLA this past spring, the potential's there. 1-0. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and a strike to Palmer. I would put his eye of the strike zone up against anybody in the Cape League.
Yeah, and it's really one of those things, to go back to your point about the bottom third of this order. They need to be successful in order for this team to be successful. If there's a game where your bottom third of your order is going a combined, say, 1 for 9, 2 for 9, that's not going to get it done. They need to get on base, whether it's via a hit, a walk, hit by pitch, whatever it is, because the top of the order is going to get their hits. The problem is when Wyatt Young has a 2 for 3, 3 for 4 day, if no one's on base ahead of him from the bottom part of that order, that's largely wasted. I mean, he still may score 2 or 3 runs because Wells may drive him in, but those 3 hits can be so much more productive if the bottom half of the order is in turn also being productive.
Yep.
And so this is, and again, especially against a team like Chatham, and where the entirety of the lineup has struggled, being able to get something out of your bottom third is crucial.
Palmer fouls one off, but takes 2 fastballs away, the most recent ball 4, and he draws a 2-out walk, which is typical of Jake Palmer. 14 walks to just 11 strikeouts on the season for the on-base man from UC Irvine. 2 down now for Sam Hall. 1-0 Chatham. This is a crucial game for these two, really a crucial 2-game set. Tomorrow we have a makeup game in Chatham. It is going to be a division decided by the next 2 days. First pitch cut on and missed by Sam Hall on a fastball. 0-1. 1-0 Chatham here tonight. Palmer on first with 2 down. Let's see if the bottom of the order can get something going here with 2 outs. Hall has been swinging it well lately. 2 for his last 6. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball. Tapped up, out of play, in the air. Out of play from Hall, and he's down 0-2. Hall has been banged up for a long portion of this season. After pitching in the blowout loss to Chatham, had some arm issues, but he's back in the lineup on a more consistent basis for YD. The 0-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Ayers gets his second backwards K of the inning, sits down Sam Hall for the 3rd strikeout of the day on the bump from Ayers. 1-0 Chatham after 2 here at Red Wilson. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
First pitch from Ryan Hare to start the top of the 3rd inning, misses wide as Cooper Davis was squaring to bunt, but pulls the bat back, and it's 1-0. One-0 pitch from Hare is on its way and rolled over, grounded to Wold. Hare's covering, the throw gets to him, and Hare on a stretch gets to the bag in time. 3-1 in the scorebook, and that's the first out of the inning.
Designated
Hare
hitter.
stretching his
The
back out a little bit
University of
after a bit of an
Southern
awkward
California.
stretch to make that play, as
Jamal O'Gwin
it was a foot race
II.
between him and Cooper Davis to get to first base. Jamal O'Gwin now steps in. Powerful right-handed bat out of USC. First pitch is fouled straight back into the screen, and it's 0-1. The first 2 outs of the inning haven't been the problem for Ryan Hare in this game, but 2 out walks, he was able to work around one in the first inning, and then the second inning, the 2 out walk came back to bite him.
That's going to happen. You're living on a dangerous, everyone talks about the leadoff walk and the 2 out walk. Come around to get you.
1-1 pitch misses downstairs to O'Gwin, and it's now 2-1.
Now it's the 1 out walk. They're forgotten about, apparently. Or they're just easier to work around. I don't know what the deal is there.
No one talks about the 1 out walk. 2-1 the count to O'Gwin. Hare comes set at the eyes. Now kicks and deals, and it's a fastball off the outer half, and it's 3-1. The 2 out walk in the top of the second inning was followed up by then a hit by pitch and then an RBI single that blooped in the Bermuda Triangle that exists behind first base. 3-1 offering to O'Gwin. That one's in there on the inner half, and it's a full count. Ryan Hare came into this ball game 0-1 with an ERA north of 6. Gave up 8 earned runs in 11 1/3 inning, as that one's fouled off the ankle of O'Gwin at the plate, and it's still 3-2. Only 4 walks in his prior 3 starts this season, but 18 hits allowed, and just 11 1/3 is a number that I'm sure he and Scott Pickler, Christian Wonders all want to see come down as we head towards the final couple appearances of the regular season.
No question. He's an interesting guy towards the end of the rotation.
That one is a breaking ball that comes way up and in, and it's ball 4, and there's the 1 out walk nobody talks about.
Second time O'Gwin's walked today. Hare has not had a feel for that curveball. It'll be interesting to see if the 1 out walk does come to hurt him, or if is this a theory that I guess we've just created, that it's only the no out leadoff walk
and the 2 out walk.
And the 2 out walk. Those are the only ones that get you.
Ben Ramirez now steps in, grounded out to Jack Thomas Wold to end the first inning. Double play gets Ryan Hare out of the inning. That one's skied foul up and out of play off the left side, and it's 0-1.
So I think if Hare gets out of this inning, we're geniuses. That if you walk somebody with 1 out, it doesn't matter. It's
I couldn't agree more.
Never even happened.
Yeah.
But he's got to get out of this now. Hare's looking for a little ground ball right back up the middle at Wyatt Young. A little bit of a shift for YD.
And I think even independent of this inning itself, I think Ryan Hare just needs a start that he can really feel confident about.
Would agree. Yep.
It's been tough sledding since his arrival for this team a few weeks ago, as there's a pickoff play to O'Gwin. He's back safely. Giving up no less than 2 earned runs in a start. If he could limit it to just the 1 run allowed, even if it's through 4 innings, I think that's something that he can hang his hat on and really continue to build off of going forward, because the hits so far haven't been there through an inning and 2 1/3 innings. It's now 1-1 the count to Ben Ramirez. And so for him on the mound, he's limiting the thing that has plagued him so far this season, but now it's another issue that's arising. So if he can sort of right that ship, I think this could end up being a start that he could really feel proud about.
I agree, but he's got to be in the zone. Let them.
That one smoked down the line in left field. Austin Wells giving chase, but it'll drift foul and out of play, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, let the hitters attack it. I know he's been hit kind of hard, especially last time out against Bourne, but with the wind kind of blowing in today, this park could really change potentially how it's played. And I think that if I'm Ryan Hare, I'm trying to attack with the fastball, and if he can dial in the curveball, then I think you're right. He has a potential for a really positive start.
The other thing is about this start is that it gives YD a chance to win this game, a chance for these bats to wake up. 1-2 pitch misses downstairs. The count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Chatham here as we're in the top of the 3rd inning. Andre Sims, Brian McLaughlin with you. Ryan Hare, the UNLV product, looking to work around the 1 out walk. 2-2. And that one misses outside, and he's gone from 1-2 to behind 3-2. Alex Terrell waits on deck for Chatham. Wyatt Young shaded just behind the second base bag, a little bit to the third base side. Sam Hall well into the first and second base hole. So that one smoked back up the middle right at Brad Beasley, but it'll sit down right in front of him, and it's now first and second and one down.
Yeah, that's by far the hardest hit ball against Hare today. Ramirez just dropped the barrel on a pitch that might have even been low and got all of it. Smoked it back up the middle. Solid single.
So the mentality hasn't changed for Ryan Hare on the mound. A double play still gets him out of it, and Christian Wonders will come out and have a chat with his pitcher.
Hare already up nearing the 60 pitch mark. He has thrown a lot of pitches, especially the first couple innings and then the second. A lot of deep counts. So Hare needs some quick outs here if he wants to go a lot longer in this one.
Walks have been the thing that has probably plagued this Whitey pitching staff the most this season, allowing innings to extend. And the thing is also with the walks is that you don't give your defense a chance. And this is a Whitey defense, and especially the last few weeks, Brian, has played exceptionally well.
Yeah, you're right. They've really locked it in. The combination of King and Young on the left side of the infield, whoever they've plugged in at second base has done the job well. And first base, both Wold and Samuelson play a pretty good first base. The outfield, they've just had a bunch of athletes who have all run down the ball really well, headlined by Beasley probably in center. It's been a good defensive group, like you said.
So the conversation on the mound between Wonders and Hare was quick, and now he works out of the stretch still facing Alex Terrell for the second time. First pitch, and that one is a breaking ball that misses outside, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, that pitch has not been there for him at all today. He's had good feel for the fastball the majority of the time, and especially the changeup, it's felt like to me. But that big 12-6 breaking ball has not been there.
1-0 pitch. Another breaking ball. That one just dips low, and it's 2-0.
And I know that's probably the scouting report that they have against Terrell, the breaking ball, but he does not have command of that pitch right now. I'd go some other direction. I'm going to start him changeup.
Absolutely. 2 on, 1 down here in the inning. Ryan Hare looking for the ground ball double play. 2-0. Runners go. Cardenas is thrown down to third. It's a good one, and it is in time, and O'Gwynn is hosed at third base. Big time second out there from Noah Cardenas as he sent a laser down to Riley King and got O'Gwynn by a step.
I wonder if Terrell missed a hit and run, because that was not a great jump from O'Gwynn at second, and normally you're only supposed to take third base if you're sure of it. Cardenas, a perfect throw. That's what he does best, behind the plate. Throw out runners. That's a huge out for Hare on the mound.
So now the complexion of this inning completely changes, but there again, the 2-out walk as Terrell reaches on 4 pitches. It's now first and second once again for Jorge Arenas.
Man, Cardenas, that was a perfect throw. Right on the bag. Plenty of time to get O'Gwynn. He's as good of a throwing catcher as I've seen in this league. And there's a lot of areas to his game that he can add to, namely hitting the baseball for a little more power. But that arm is going to play at the next level, I think, for Noah Cardenas.
Absolutely. It was a strong and, more importantly, accurate throw. It doesn't matter how hard you throw it, but if you got to put it in the place, especially when someone's stealing third, to give him an easy tag to make. And Riley King barely had to move the glove to get the foot of O'Gwynn sliding in.
And Riley King was playing off the line at third base because Terrell, the big pull hitter from the left side. So King caught that almost on the run, and it was put in a perfect spot by Cardenas. Catchable, and still didn't have to move to put the tag down.
Now 2 out, and it's an 0-1 count to Jorge Arenas. As he, that time, drops in the breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2.
It's clear that he's really trying to get a feel for that pitch. And if he can get ahead with it, then it's a game changer. His outing could be completely different.
Air comes set. 0-2. This is the big-time pitch. Misses just outside with the fastball, and it's 1-2.
I don't hate that pitch. It's a fastball that misses away. Cardenas was looking for a pitch outside. Hare didn't miss by a whole lot, but now he's got to come back. Maybe a changeup here to see if he can get the swing over the top.
1-2. Fouled straight back and over our heads towards the parking lot. Heard a dong as it hit perhaps the roof of a car out there.
I think that was on a bounce. I think that was a secondary half volley for the car.
Haven't lost a windshield since opening day.
No, we have not. Sometimes forget about that.
Yeah, that one was shattered. That one's on the ground up the middle. Wyatt Young fields it on a couple hots. We'll go the short way to Sam Hall. And Ryan Hare is out of the inning without allowing a run. The big play was the caught stealing as Noah Cardenas hoses Jamal O'Gwyn at third. The score is still 1-0. Ryan Hare gets out of the jam. We head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Well, you make a good play defensively, you get to lead off the inning. I don't make the rules. We just enforce them up here in the press box. As Noah Cardenas gets set to lead things off for YD. In their half of the third inning, it'll be 9-1-2 due up. First pitch to Cardenas is smoked into the left center field gap. That will get down in between the two outfielders, and Cardenas is hustling. Going to stretch it for two, and he is in there standing as it's a leadoff double for Cardenas.
Great day for him so far. Throw out a runner, hit a rope into the gap. A little bit of trouble picking it up out there for Hall, and he just turned it into a double. That's a great job by the bottom of the order, getting something going now before Wyatt Young and company.
So leadoff man Wyatt Young fouled off 5 straight pitches in his first at-bat before grounding out to Huey Morill at second base. Get some signs from Scott Pickler in the third base coaching box. Well, not in the third base coaching box. He's almost never in the coaching box, but getting signs nonetheless as the leadoff man looks at the first pitch and swings and misses for a called strike 0-1.
Pick avoids that thing like it's the plague. Yeah, I can't remember the last time he's been in the actual box down there.
I don't think I've ever seen him in the third base coaching box.
It's got to be a superstition thing, right?
Yeah, it has to be. Wyatt Young getting some more signs now from the dugout. Steps back in. Cardenas with the leadoff double. Puts a man in scoring position for the dangerous top half of this order. Wyatt Young 0-1, skies one on the infield. Morrill drifting out. And he'll make the grab, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Wyatt just got under that one. Tough couple at bats for Wyatt so far today. Ground out to Morrill, and now the pop out to him. But this is a guy I'd want at the plate with runner in scoring position. And that's the beauty of this top three right now in YD. One guy gets out. The next guy I have a lot of confidence in, whether it's Young, Beasley, or Wells. If Campbell's healthy, he's in that circle of trust as well at the top of the lineup to get a run home.
First pitch to Beasley is a excuse me swing over the top of an off speed, and it's 0-1. That is something worth noting and watching as this season progresses, is when will Noah Campbell return along with Andrew Eister. Eister had to get some stitches in his leg after cleating himself on an absolutely outstanding grab in right field. Diving catch in a very crucial moment in that one. And then Campbell came up lame after sliding awkwardly into second base on a double play. Two major bats that are now out of this YD lineup.
I don't expect Eister to be out too long. You said it didn't even really hurt. He just had to get some stitches in his leg.
1-1 misses upstairs, and Brad Beasley's ahead of the count. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Campbell's the interesting one to monitor because talking to him today and watching him walk around, he could put all of his weight on his right foot, or his, I forget which ankle it is. He could put all of his weight on the ankle, but he did not have a whole lot of mobility at this point.
2-1, grounded right side. That'll at least move Cardenas to third. Beasley hustling up the line, but he'll be thrown out by Morrill, and it's the second out of the inning.
Big at-bat now for Austin Wells. This is a great chance for YD's MVP of the season to drive in a run and even things up here against Ayers. You don't want to strand that leadoff double.
Stranding runners, especially stranding runners in scoring position, has plagued this YD offense throughout the season. Doesn't matter which part of the offense and the lineup is up at the plate, it's plagued them all. First pitch is well outside as the breaking ball gets away from Cole Ayers on the mound. He wants a new baseball, and it's 1-0.
They're going to be careful with Wells, that's for sure. The portion of this season that YD has really most struggled with driving runners home in scoring position has been as of late because the on-base percentage has gone up, and they just have not been able to capitalize.
1-0. Fastball in there on the outer half, and it's 1-1.
Great pitch from Ayers. Fastball down and away to Wells. Not much he could have done with that. Really nice pitch.
Ayers gets the sign, nods in approval, working out of the stretch. The 1-1. That one's foul tipped just off the bat of Wells and gets all the way back to the screen. And it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He read the curveball well. Now, this is where Austin has struggled at times with strikeouts, 38, including 1 already today. He does a good job of shortening up, but sometimes he just goes down a little too picky.
Waves at the off-speed pitch, and Wells is down swinging for the first time, down on strikes for the second time in this one, as Cardenas' leadoff double is wasted. 3 straight outs after that for Ayers. We're through 3 full here. I will head over to Fox College Sports.
Have fun.
Brian McLaughlin has you for the top of the 4th inning. We'll be right back. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top of the 4th. It is Chatham 1, YD nothing. Still Ryan Hare to face the bottom third of the Chatham order as we begin the 4th inning. Hall, Rice, and Morrill all against the righty Hare here in the 4th. First pitch to Hall is a breaking ball that stays upstairs for ball 1. Hall walked and scored the lone run of the game for either side back in the 2nd. It's from the left side. The 1-0. Fastball is fouled back to the cage behind home plate. 1-1. Hare has thrown a lot of pitches. The starter for YD entering the fourth inning. He has now touched 70, 35 strikes to 35 balls. A lot of deep counts for Mr. Hare. Here's the 1-1. Hall checks his swing. The pitch missed outside. Whitey appeals. Mark Delaney at third says he did not go. Ball 2. It was a 2-out walk to Hall back in the seconds. That would come back to hurt Ryan Hare. A walk, a hit by pitch, and then a bloop single got things done for the Anglers. Now the 2-1. Fouled back again to the cage. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hall. YD and Chatham, the top 2 teams here in the East, both at 42 points. A battle for first in both the division and the league overall here this evening. Here's the 2-2. Fastball buzzes up high at the eyes to Hall. And the count is full with nobody down here in the fourth. 1-0 Chatham. YD comes in boasting the best home record in the Cape League. Playing here tonight at Red Wilson. Chatham enters the best road record in the league. They're 10-6 away from home. The 3-2 to Hall. Hits it in the air, left field. Austin Wells moving to his right, the left fielder towards the left field line. He settles underneath it and makes the catch right at his shoulder. First out, a lazy fly ball from Colin Hall, and there's 1 down in the fourth from Hare on the mound.
The catcher from Bradley University.
The first out has not been the problem for Ryan Hare. He allowed 2-out walks in the first and the second inning, as well as a 2-out walk in the third. Was able to work around a couple of walks and a hit in the third inning for the Anglers. First pitch fouled back by Keaton Rice and out of play. 0-1. Rice was plunked with the pitch in his only time to the plate. That was in the second. He was stranded on third in the frame. The 0-1. Fastball misses up. Hare has been up in the zone with the heater here in the fourth. YD does have a right-hander up and tossing in their bullpen. Imagine Hare's pitches are numbered. Already up around the 80 pitch mark. Base is clear, 1 down. The 1-1. Curveball. Ball 2. It missed away. It's a beautiful night for baseball as these 2 teams tied atop the Eastern Division clash. Chatham up 1-0. The 2-1. Fastball notches the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hare to Rice. Rice, the 8th man in the Chatham order, hitting .259 this season. Sports the blue bat from the left side. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hare blows the fastball by him, and he gets the first 2 Anglers here in the fourth. Now the man who had the RBI hit today for the Anglers, but that might end Ryan Hare's day. He's at 79 pitches, which is right around when Scott Pickler usually elects to go to the bullpen. He will make the call to the pen. Hare goes 3 2/3, allows 1 run on just 2 hits on the day, and he'll head to the bench. His team down 1-0. We'll be back for the remainder of the top of the fourth inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back at Red Wilson Field, it's the top of the fourth inning. 2 down in the top of the fourth. YD has headed to the bullpen. It's Colin Kafka out of the left field bullpen for the Red Sox. The Oregon Duck, 6'4", 212 pounds on the mound for YD. He comes in with a 2-0 record. This is his 8th appearance with a 4.72 ERA on the year. 2 down, bases are clear. Ryan Hare's day comes to a close. Huey Morrill at the plate for the Anglers. They lead it 1-0 over the Red Sox. Kafka from the windup. First pitch to Morrill. In there for a called strike. Fastball. 0-1 to Morrill. Morrill had the bloop RBI hit that got Chatham on the board in the second. Just a flare over first baseman Jack Thomas Wold's head. Here's the 0-1. Fastball poured in for strike 2. Kafka quickly jumps out in front. Final line for Ryan Hare. He goes 3 2/3, 2 hits, just the 1 run allowed. It was earned. 4 walks really hurt him to 3 Ks. 0-2, scorched back up the middle over the head of Colin Kafka. He has to duck his 6'4" frame out of the way, and Huey Morrill has a couple of base hits today. That'll help his 125 average.
Florida State, Caden Polkovich.
2 down, a man on first for Caden Polkovich, the switch hitter from Northwest Florida State. 3rd time to the plate today for the leadoff man for Chatham. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts against Ryan Hare. Bats with a man on first and 2 down here in the top of the 4th. First pitch, breaking ball, misses outside to Polkovich from the left side, ball 1. Kafka working from the stretch now with the base runner Morrill on first. Morrill can run, but he has not swiped a base yet this season. The 1-0. This one's roped down the right field line. That's going to get down. Fair ball into the corner. Morrill rounding second, churning for third. He wheels for home and loses the helmet. Palmer relaying it back to the infield. He scores. Polkovich a headfirst dive into third. It's an RBI triple. Caden Polkovich drives home Huey Morrill. Nothing Anglers here in the 4th. A line drive that just trickled down the right field line. And a 2-out hit from Morrill comes around to score. A couple of 2-out hits in the frame for the Anglers.
The right fielder from Vanderbilt University, Cooper Davis.
Both runs on the day coming in 2-out rallies for Chatham. They lead it 2-0 over YD. That's the first triple of the season for Caden Polkovich, who has been red hot. A man on third and now 2 down for Cooper Davis, a lefty from Vanderbilt. First pitch, fastball in there for a called strike. YD plays Davis to pull. He's 0 for 2. A ground out to Wold at first and a fly out to Beasley in center. Here's the 0-1. Davis takes it, misses away to the lefty, 1-1. This is just Chatham's 3rd game in the last 7 days. They've had 3 postponed in that time span. And they had a 2-day break for the All-Star game. YD has played 5 times. 1-1. Change up, called strike on the outer half to the lefty Davis. YD has played 5 times in that same span of 7 days. That's helped them catch the Anglers in the division, but now YD has played the most games of any team in the Cape League at 36. They have the least games remaining in the regular season. 1-2. Misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Davis. So YD's pitching staff currently a little bit strapped, but both a blessing and a curse here, as I think YD could have the most rested staff potentially going into the playoffs. The likes of Falmouth and Orleans, 16 games in 12 days. 2-2. This is outside and the count is full. 2-0 Chatham, top of the 4th. Polkovich is on third base with 2 down. A full count to the batter, Cooper Davis. Shadows starting to creep onto the field here at Red Wilson. Kafka brings the pitch. Bounced back in front of home plate. Kafka out, fields it. Overhand throw to first, and they get Davis by a half a step. Chatham gets 1 on a single and an RBI triple for Caden Polkovich. They lead it 2-0 through 3.5. YD has Wolds, Tolman, and King to the plate in their half of the fourth. Andre will have it when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Thank you.
Brian McLaughlin and I have switched places as he now takes over on the TV side of things for the bottom of the fourth inning. Andre Sims back here with you on the YD broadcast. Jack Thomas Wold getting set to take his second at-bat of the day. As Chatham leads now 2-0, courtesy of the two-out RBI triple off the bat of Caden Polkovich. Cole Ayers has worked well in this one, not allowing a run, just 2 hits scattered between his now 3 innings of work as Wold swings and misses over the top of the first pitch, and it's 0-1. YD's offensive struggles against Chatham have continued in this one as they find themselves down 2-0 early in a game that is absolutely pivotal in the Eastern Division standings here as we head towards the end of the season. Chatham and YD stand even on points as Wold bounces one to his opposite first baseman. Terrell will throw to Ayers covering, and that's the first out of the inning. Chatham and YD, as I was mentioning, even on points at 42, but YD has played two more games than Chatham this season and have lost both of those games. Even on wins at 20, but Chatham sits at 20-12-2, YD at 20-14-2 this season. Eric Tolman now steps in for his second AB, struck out looking in the first. .1-0 pitch. Tolman lost the legs on that swing and swings through it, and it's 1-1. Ayers the 1-1. Another big swing and a miss from Tolman, and it's 1-2. Only 3 base runners tonight for YD against Cole Ayers, who came in with an ERA of 3.42 and 22 2/3. And it's now even 2 balls, 2 strikes to Eric Tolman. Tolman looking to battle. Chops one on the ground to second base. Huey Morrill charges in. He'll throw over to first, and it gets underneath the glove of Alex Terrell at first, and Tolman will reach on the error. If you're YD, you'll take a base runner any way you can get him in this one, as it's been tough sledding so far.
The third baseman from the University of Georgia, Riley King.
Riley King now will step in with a 1 on and 1 down here. End of the day at 316, 3 home runs, 9 RBI. First pitch from Ayers is a breaking ball that drops into the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. Tolman gets his lead off of first. Riley King, the Georgia Bulldog, in the box as he swings and flares one the other way into right. But that one will hold up for Cooper Davis out there, and Tolman will stride back to first, and it's the second out of the inning. So now that Jake Palmer steps in,
University of California, Irvine.
UC Irvine
Jake
product.
Palmer.
He drew a 2-out walk in his first at-bat of the day. Andre Sims here with you as Brian McLaughlin getting his 15 minutes of fame on the TV side. Palmer bats with 2 outs, and that one gets away. Tolman stumbled a bit on his release and is now will have to trot back to first as it's a missed opportunity for Tolman and the Red Sox with 2 down as he was unable to advance into scoring position, and it's 1-0 to Jake Palmer. Palmer steps back in. Tolman still on first base as he was unable to swipe second on the ball that got away. That one's on the ground, right side. Straight at Morrill. He'll go over to first. And it's another quick inning for Cole Ayers. We're through 4 full. Chatham still leads 2-0. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Back here at Red Wilson Field, it's the top of the 5th. Second pitch of the at-bat to O'Gwin. Ground to the right side. Sam Hall gobbles it up, throws to first, and retires Jamal O'Gwin. Quick out to begin the 5th for the Anglers. They lead it 2-0 over the YD Red Sox as we begin the 5th.
University of Southern California, Ben Ramirez.
1 down for the Anglers. First time O'Gwin's been retired today. Now Ben Ramirez. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Kafka, a righty. First pitch misses down and inside to Ramirez, 1-0. Two to nothing Chatham as we begin the 5th. Shift is on for the YD infield. They've been shifting a lot lately. The pitch is pulled to the right side, foul ball. On the ground from Ramirez, a ball and a strike. Kafka from the wind. Here's the 1-1. Ramirez, a high chopper back up the middle. Wyatt Young right behind the second base cushion, fires to first, and YD sits down the first 2 men of the 5th. A couple of ground outs. This one goes 6-3. Wyatt Young was positioned beautifully right up the middle for the second out. 2 down for Alex Terrell, the Miami man. The Hurricane Terrell. but it was a tornado that came through yesterday, not a hurricane. Terrell, perhaps used to the tropical storms we had of the Midwestern variety yesterday. First pitch breaking ball, called strike to the lefty Terrell. It's 0-1. The wind from Kafka, the 0-1. Another breaking ball in there for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes. Terrell has really struggled with the strikeout this season. Just hasn't gotten the average up. Here's the 0-2. Fastball just off the black away. A ball and 2 strikes. An important one for YD and Chatham. The pitching staffs have done well so far, especially Ayers, the starter for the Anglers. The 1-2. This is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kafka, the Oregon Duck. Here's the 2-2. Flared foul and out of play by Terrell. He stays alive. First 2 men retired here in the 5th for Chatham, leading 2-0. Trying to get back on top of sole possession of the Eastern Division lead. 2-2 to Terrell. 2 down in the frame. The pitch. Ground ball right side. That's Wyatt Young, the shortstop, to the right of second. This time a sidearm flip to first. Plenty of time to get Terrell. The shift works to perfection in the 5th for the Red Sox. Home half of the 5th with Hall, Cardenas, and Young due to the plate when we return. 2-0 Chatham. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2-0 Chatham over YD. Hall, Cardenas, and Young all due up against Cole Ayers, still the starter on the hill for Chatham, as Sam Hall strides to the plate as we begin the 5th. YD has scattered just 2 hits through 4 innings so far. They've had a man on base in every inning, but have not been able to cash in. That's been the story of the YD series against Chatham so far this season. First pitch to Hall, squares to bunt, pulls it back, but it's a called strike, knee-high to Hall. Hall went down looking in his only at-bat today in the 2nd. Ayers from the windup. Bases clear, nobody down. The 0-1. Off speed, wave and a miss from Hall. It's 0-2. Chatham 3-0-1 against the Red Sox this season. Here's the 0-2. Pulled on the ground, left side. Gloved on the forehand by Arenas at third. Fires to first, and he just cuts down the speedy Hall. A ground out from Sam Hall, and there's 1 down in the 5th. YD still looking to scratch off their first run. They have not been shut out by the Anglers, despite averaging under 2 runs a game against this Chatham staff. Noah Cardenas has the loudest hit, one of just 2 today for the Red Sox. He doubled into the left center gap in the 3rd, and he's in the right-handed batter's box now to face Ayers for the 2nd time. First offering, breaking ball, called strike. Perhaps after the double from Cardenas in his only other time to the plate, Ayers going to be a little more cautious with the 9-man. Here is the 0-1. Pisted up in the air. Foul territory, first base side. That's going to get into the crowd area. Trickles to the feet of a fan who jumps out of the bleachers. 0-2 to Cardenas after the foul pop-up. Cardenas sure takes his time getting back in the batter's box. Now he digs back in, looks out at Ayers. He'll wind quickly. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Cardenas goes down on an off speed, drops down to a knee and stumbles out over the dish after that swing. 2 quick outs from Ayers here in the 5th, looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the day. He's been really effective, but has not gotten the Red Sox in order perfectly to this point. A single in the first, it was a walk in the second, a leadoff double in the third, and the fourth, Tolman reached on an error by Alex Terrell. Now the first pitch to Wyatt Young, spiked in the dirt for ball 1, a 55-footer. Ayers' pitch count looks pretty solid. He's right around 65. 2-0 Chatham, bottom 5. 2 outs. Young lifts the 1-0, shallow right field. Backpedaling Morrill, the second baseman, shields the sun with his glove, and he makes the squeeze. There's a 1-2-3 frame for Ayers. Whitey goes in order in the 5th. 6th inning coming up next. Chatham leads it 2-0. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. All sorts of action going on at the Red today. It's the top of the 6th inning. YD trails the Chatham Anglers 2-0. Chatham coming to bat here in the 6th. Colin Kafka still the man on the mound for the Red Sox. It's Arenas, Hall, and Rice due up for the Anglers. 6, 7, and 8 in the 6th inning. First pitch from Kafka. Fastball misses low to Arenas, ball 1. Arenas hitless today. Fielder's choice in the 3rd and a ground out in the 2nd. The 1-0. Breaking ball skips in the dirt, in and out of the leather glove of Cardenas. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 Chatham. They pushed across a run in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. 4 hits throughout the ballgame today for the Anglers. YD scoreless. Only 2 hits for them today. They've been stifled by Cole Ayers on the mound. The 2-0. Arenas breaks his bat. Fly ball, shallow left field. That's Wyatt Young settling. The shortstop makes the squeeze for the first out of the 6th. Easy play for Wyatt Young. Arenas wasn't happy with that swing. Launched his bat to the dugout after the cut. 1 down on the soft fly out. Kafka's been solid since coming on in relief of Ryan Hare. Now Colin Hall. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses low for ball 1. Hare went 3 2/3. He threw 80 pitches over the 3 2/3 innings. The 1-0. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. As many strikes as balls today for Ryan Hare on the mound. Wasn't hit all that hard, only gave up 2 hits in his time on the hill, but both of them caused some damage. 2-0. Fastball misses just off the plate inside, and it's 3 straight balls from Kafka to Hall. Similar story to the rest of Whitey's season against Chatham. Just haven't been able to get it going on offense. 3-0 misses down low for ball 4. 1 out walk to Colin Hall. He's aboard for the Anglers in the 6th. They lead it 2-0.
The catcher from Bradley University, Keaton Rice.
1 down for Keaton Rice. He got hit by a pitch in the 2nd and was stranded on third base. Also struck out against Ryan Hare. This is the 9th man Kafka has faced, the last in this Chatham order for him to face. First pitch, fastball, strike 1, called by Tom Ryberg. Rice hitting .259, has a triple this season. Shadows might be starting to play an effect here at Red Wilson. Kafka's lower body darkened by a shadow from the tree on the third base side. Here's the 0-1. Rice bounces it right side. Sam Hall, the second baseman, flips to Wyatt Young. There's 1. Relay to first in time. 4-6-3 double play. The twin killing ends the inning for the Anglers. They can't do anything with the 1 out walk. 2-0 Chatham through 5.5. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's Beasley, Wells, and Wold to bat for the Red Sox here in the 6th. They've gotten to the bullpen of the Anglers. The day has come to a close for Cole Ayers, and he gives way to his teammate from Chatham and Kentucky, Mason Hazelwood. The lefty, first pitch to Beasley, hit in the air, pretty deep center field. That's going to chase Polkovich back. He has room, moving to his left into the right center gap, and he makes the catch. Off the bat, thought Beasley had a chance to get out of here to the short porch in center, but Polkovich is able to corral it for the first out of the 6th.
Well,
Hazelwood, 1 pitch, 1 out. Final line today from Cole Ayers on the mound. He was really good. 5 innings pitched, just 2 hits, no runs. He had 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Austin Wells now to face Hazelwood. First pitch, slider, skips in the dirt for ball 1 to Wells. Has not been a good day at the plate for Wells. 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts for Austin. Hazelwood with the 1-0. Fastball called strike on the outer edge. 1-1 to Austin Wells. 1 down here in the 6th. 2-0 Chatham over Whitey. Hazelwood has dealt against the Red Sox this season in a couple of appearances. The 1-1. Fastball misses at the eyes of Wells. 2 balls and a strike. Hazelwood had an immaculate inning against the Red Sox in his first appearance this season for the Anglers against Whitey. 2-1. Wells slashes it foul out of play down the third base line. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The offensive woes for Whitey against Chatham continue today. Only 2 hits in 5 1/3 innings. Scoreless. They trail 2-0. The lanky lefty, the 2-2. Swing and a foul ball. Wells just got a piece in and out of the glove of Rice. Up for a moment, Rice had let one scoop past him on a swing and miss. But they say Wells just got his lumber to it. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to Wells. Check swing. The ball missed down and away. Appeal to third. He did not go. Mark Delaney makes the final call. Nobody on base, 1 down for the Red Sox here in the 6th. It's Wells, the 3-man and MVP candidate in their order at the plate. Hazelwood, completely covered in shadows. The 3-2. Misses high to Wells, and it's a 1-out walk. Wells will trot down to first. That's the first free pass allowed today by either Ayers or Hazelwood.
First baseman from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Jack Thomas Wold.
1 down, a man on first for Whitey. Bottom of the 6th. Jack Thomas Wold at the plate. The UNLV first baseman hitting .247 this season. 3 home runs. He's in the cleanup spot today for Scott Pickler's crew. Hazelwood from the stretch here against Wold. First pitch. Fastball misses away to the lefty for ball 1. A ball and no strikes to Wold. 2-0 Chatham. Bottom 6. Hazelwood sets right at the chin. Here's the 1-0. Misses high to Wold. He also checked his swing. 2 balls and no strikes. All of a sudden, Hazelwood's command going a bit haywire here. Bottom of the 6th inning. These 2 teams battling it out for first place today. The leader takes the outright lead for first in the division. Here's the 2-0. Wold flares it shallow center. Ramirez, the shortstop, trotting back into the outfield grass, and he makes the catch. Wold just shoved it in off the hands out towards center, and it's a soft fly out for the first baseman of YD. 2 down in the 6th.
Now batting for YD from the Virginia Tech University.
Pinch hitter here for YD.
22, Carson Taylor.
Carson Taylor gets the at-bat for the Red Sox. The switch hitter out of Virginia Tech to face the lefty Hazelwood. Wells on first with 2 down. Whitey trailing by 2. Taylor has some power, even though he hasn't displayed it yet in a game. Still 0 for as a Red Sox. The switch hitter hitting from the right side. First pitch fouled back to the cage by Taylor, 0-1. Taylor likely in there because Tolman struggles against lefties.
And Tolman didn't look particularly comfortable in either of his at-bats in this one today. You see him when he connects, he can really hit the ball a long way, but was really, really kind of herky-jerky, not a smooth swing up there in the box. Really seemed like he was just very hesitant would be the word that I would use up there. Wasn't swinging with a ton of confidence.
0-1 the count to Taylor, the pinch hitter for Tolman. I would agree with Tolman. 0-1. Breaking ball misses low. It's stuffed by Keaton Rice. It dribbles out a few feet in front of home plate. Great block by Rice to hold Wells at first base. YD has only had 1 man in scoring position today, and that was on the double by Cardenas. A ball and a strike to Taylor. 2 down, bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Chatham over the Red Sox. Here's the 1-1. Fastball notches the inner edge. Nice pitch from Hazelwood. A ball and 2 strikes. One, two. Wells leads from first. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Grounded on the left side. Picked up by Ramirez, the shortstop. On to second. They force out Wells. Whitey leaves Wells at first in the inning. It's 2-0 Chatham through 6. They can't do anything with the walk to Wells. 7th inning. Coming up next here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 7th inning, 9-1-2 here for Chatham. They lead it 2-0 over YD. First pitch, Kafka to Morrill. Fouled off by Morrill at the plate. Just knocked it up the left side for foul ball strike 1. Morrill has had one of his best days at the plate here as an angler. He's 2 for 2, an RBI, and a run scored. Been a big part of both the runs for Chatham today. Leading off the 7th here for the Anglers. The 0-1. Breaking ball, misses inside to the righty Morrill, 1-1. Morrill came into today hitting just 125. 17 strikeouts, only 1 extra base hit. A common theme of late, unlikely heroes have been hurting YD offensively. A chopper on the 1-1, 2 hops to the third baseman King. Coming in on the grass, fires to first, and they retire Huey Morrill. For the first time today, Morrill retreats to the dugout, and there's one down in the 7th here for the Red Sox, pitching to the Anglers.
Yeah, you mentioned unlikely heroes. Can't think of a more unlikely one than Dylan Noisy a few games ago against Harwich.
Precisely.
2 home runs that were absolute mammoth shots off the bat of Noisy, who didn't have a home run to that point in the season.
He only had 1 extra base hit. First pitch to Polkovich, misses low for ball 1.
And so that was one of those things. And you think about when they were, I mean, especially the second one, in which it was an absolutely crucial spot in the game that really bolstered Harwich's chance to win.
1-0, misses down and away to Polkovich. 2 balls and no strikes.
That second one, 2-run home run, came in the 7th inning. That was his second of the day, and that was the inning in which Harwich really broke it open.
2-0, misses low to Polkovich, and Kafka, 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, that was quite the day for Dylan Noisy. That Harwich team is playing really good baseball. A no-hitter in their first game of the day against Orleans. The first of a doubleheader. They shut out the Firebirds through 7. 3-0 in there for strike 1 to Polkovich.
Orleans is just an interesting team this season. It's really hard to get a read on them because they'll have games like they did against this YD team in which they won, I believe it was 15-3. But then they also have games like this where their offense is, you can't even find a pulse. And so
hard to get a read on.
You wonder which version of that team will show up come postseason time, especially if the standings stay the way they are now, in which YD will be playing Orleans in the first round. And yes, you can say a certain amount for the regular season ownage that YD has displayed, but you can throw all of that out the window come postseason time. And so it's really curious which Orleans team would show up in that 3-game set and how this YD team would fare.
Polkovich fouled one off his foot. He looks to be all right. He's back in the batter's box. Full count now. The pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 4. Polkovich really feeling the effects of that foul ball, favoring the foot a bit as he jaunts up the first baseline. A 1-out walk from Kafka to Polkovich. And there's a man aboard. Now with 1 down for Cooper Davis. 2-0 Chatham as we enter the final third of this ball game. We're hoping to play the full 9. Hopefully the daylight allows us to do so. With just under 10 games remaining for both these teams, one of utmost importance as they play the first of a 2-game series. Pitch out, first pitch, nothing doing. Back to the bag is Polkovich for ball 1. Third time today, YD has issued a pitch out. Something we haven't really seen from them throughout the rest of this season, but they're going for it today.
Yeah, it's interesting because conversely, this team utilizes the back pick probably better than anyone in this league so far this summer, but those always come off of regular pitches. They aren't back picks off of the pitch out. And so you wonder if even with the strong arm of Cardenas, like in that instance, if you're going to back pick, if you think someone's running, I would think they would just trust their catchers to be able to make that throw outright rather than giving them the extra advantage.
Yeah, and they just did it again. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Another pitch high and away to Davis that I would assume the way Cardenas was standing up before it came in was a pitch out. Polkovich leads from first, 1 down, the 2-0. It misses low. Now 3 balls and no strikes. I do not really understand that from the YD side of things. Back-to-back pitch outs. Polkovich had just gotten a foul ball off his foot, was clearly in some pain. I don't expect him to be running. Now 3 balls and no strikes. A head scratcher from YD. 2-0 Chatham here in the 7th. The 3-0. Fastball called strike. A delayed call from Tom Ryberg. Davis had already pivoted to head down to first, but he backpedals back into the lefty batter's box, 3-1. Polkovich aboard first with the 1-out walk. YD playing the lefty Davis to pull with Young up the middle. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. An awkward hack as if he were chopping a sword. Davis there at the plate. Stopped about 3/4 of the way around. Now the count is full with 1 down. Now we might see Polkovich take off. Kafka from the stretch, sets at the belly button. The 3-2, runner goes. Bounced through the left side, a hit and run to perfection. Polkovich wheels around second. He'll go standing to third. Just poked through the left side of the infield by Cooper Davis. He has a 1-out single, and they're on the corners with 1 down for the Anglers against Kafka.
Yeah, and this becomes now a crucial moment, and I wonder if Scott Pichter will make a pitching change imminently because this game hangs in the balance right now. You're heading into the final third of this ball game. You're already down 2-0. Your offense hasn't been able to put anything together against this Chatham pitching staff again. That run on third, it means a lot in this ball game, and even so the back runner as well, but Caden Polkovich sitting 90 feet away from making this ball game 3-0. 3-0 seems like a fairly large deficit to make up with 3 at-bats to go the way this YD team is fared today.
And Jamal O'Gwin at the plate. First pitch to O'Gwin. Breaking ball misses low and away from Kafka for ball 1. YD has scored 3 runs against Chatham once in 4 tries this season. They average 1 3/4 runs a game against the Anglers. They don't even get to 2 more often than not. Here's the 1-0. It bounces low and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Kafka to O'Gwin. There is action for the Red Sox in their bullpen. That's Brady Corrigan throwing for YD. Runners on the corners, 1 down here in the 7th. 2-0 Chatham over the Red Sox. The 3-hitter, Jamal O'Gwin at the plate. The 2-0. Fastball right down the pipe for strike 1. 2-1 to O'Gwin. This is the biggest at-bat of the game.
Without a doubt.
O'Gwin with 18 RBIs. He has been the bat in the middle of the order for Chatham throughout the year. The 2-1. Fastball misses away. 3 balls into strike. Feels like this could be Kafka's last batter if he can't get O'Gwin here.
I think it's honestly Kafka's last batter either way. Even if he does record the second out, he's labored too much in this inning to, I think, let him face Ben Ramirez.
Kafka, the reliever, at 50 pitches. The 3-1. Breaking ball misses down and away, ball 4, and they've walked him loaded. A couple of one-out walks and a single have the bases juiced here for Ben Ramirez in the 7th. He's looking to break it open. Pick is probably headed to the pen. He's at least headed to the mound as he strides out into fair territory onto the infield grass. Corrigan gets a sip of water, and here he comes, coming out of the pen. Pick takes the ball from Kafka. Kafka leaves the bases loaded in the 7th. He exits with 1 out and them juiced. Ramirez at the plate. Corrigan out of the pen, 2-0 Chatham. We're in the top of the 7th. We'll be right back on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here in the top of the 7th inning, it's Ben Ramirez at the plate with the bases loaded, and Brady Corrigan, the mustached man out of the pen for YD, here to try to get the Red Sox out of a jam. The bases are loaded with 1 down. Chatham leads it 2-0 here in the top of the 7th. Ramirez, the cleanup hitter at the plate. First pitch, misses, pick behind the runner, nothing doing at third. Polkovich back to third base with the slide. Whitey tried to catch him leaning on the first pitch to Ramirez. It was a strong throw, just a little high perhaps from Cardenas to King, the third baseman, but Polkovich was back anyways. Middle infield playing for the double play for the Red Sox. The 1-0. Off speed misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Ramirez hitting .268 on the season. He's driven in 11. Corrigan, the righty from ASU, sets the 2-0. Swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Cardenas, 2-1. That's a big cut from Ramirez. He's looking to open this thing up here in the 7th. Chatham leading 2-0. All of this coming with 1 out. All the base runners currently calling Kafka's responsibility. They're loaded. 2 balls and a strike to Ramirez. The pitch. Skied back out of play. It's going to get over the press box and land near the 50-50 booth. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Corrigan has worked his way back into the count against Ramirez. Ramirez hitting from the left side. Corrigan, the righty on the mound. Corrigan steps off. Polkovich has good speed, the runner on third. Davis is on second. On first, it's O'Gwin. Corrigan, light brown glove, comes set. Here's the 2-2. Hit in the air, left field. Austin Wells moving hard, charging. That's not going to be an easy play. Slides, he can't make the play. It falls. Polkovich scores. Everybody advances. Polkovich made a big risk, took off before Wells got to the baseball, but it falls before the left fielder could make a sliding attempt on it. That ball was skied into shallow left center. No chance for Wyatt Young or Riley King. And it falls harmlessly. The second time Whitey's been beaten by a bloop today. 3-0 Chatham as Polkovich scores.
Yeah, not much Austin Wells can do there. He had a long way to run for that one, playing deep and shaded into the gap in left center, much like he's aligned right now for Terrell. Had a long way to go, plus the fact that the wind was forcing that ball to tail away from him as it is. And so, long way to run. It was quite the effort for the Arizona man, but unable to make the sliding grab.
First pitch to Alex Terrell, misses high and away to the lefty, ball one. They're still loaded. Davis moved to third base. O'Gwin up to second, and it's a single for Ramirez with an RBI. He has 2 hits on the day. A ball and no strikes to the powerful Terrell. The pitch misses down and in. Cardenas keeps it in front. 2-0. Interesting decision here from Scott Pickler to go to Brady Corrigan out of the pen. Not one of maybe his more prolific arms that he's used throughout the season. Middle infield still back. 2-0. Breaking ball misses away. 3 balls and no strikes. Nowhere to put him. YD plays Chatham again tomorrow. If Chatham takes this one tonight, they're leading 3-0 here in the 7th, threatening for more. Then tomorrow is monumental for the Red Sox. 3-0, called strike, poured in by Corrigan. Of course, we've seen these Red Sox come back before at Red Wilson. One of the reasons they have the best home record in the Cape League is their comeback ability. 3 balls and a strike. Corrigan to Terrell. He kicks and deals. Breaking ball down low, ball 4. He walks in a run. Davis scores from third. Everybody else advances 90 feet. And Terrell, that's an RBI walk for him. He'll take that. 4-0. Chatham as Davis crosses the dish.
Baseman from Stetson University, Jorge.
And no action in the YD bullpen. Scott Pickler doesn't want to burn another arm in this one. And this is Corrigan's. Not as messy that he created, but it's his mess to get out of, regardless of how many additional runs he may allow to come in. He has got to be the one to get out of this 7th inning for YD.
Arenas, the righties, 0 for 2 today. Double play still gets the Red Sox out of it, but the first pitch breaking ball misses away to Arenas. Corrigan just struggling to find the zone all of a sudden. It's not the mess that Corrigan created at the moment. Still the runner on third would be Colin Kafka's, but the runners on first and second are Mr. Corrigan's. 1-0. Fastball for strike 1 down the middle. Four to nothing Chatham over YD tonight. We're in the top of the 7th. Chatham opening things up here in the 7th inning. Corrigan is still from the stretch. The 1-1. Fastball low. 2 balls and a strike. It is soon to be Corrigan's mess that he created for himself. He needs to get Arenas here. YD, once you get beyond that 4 home run, you're in home run range. Once you get out of that, things could be trouble as there is somebody throwing now in their bullpen. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Out in front of a changeup was Arenas, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, this is a big time at bat. Right now in the complexion of this game, this little mini 2-game set, the standings, a lot of things hang in the balance right now on this at-bat and the remaining outs in this 7th inning.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Corrigan gets Arenas a big second out. keeping it at a 4-0 lead for now.
The left fielder
Colin
from
Hall will
Georgia
bat
Tech
with 2 down, but
University,
Corrigan
Colin
finally gets the
Hall.
first man that he has faced, the first out rather, since he entered the ballgame. Bases still loaded. It's O'Gwin on third. He walked. Ramirez with the bloop RBI single on second. Alex Terral leads from first. The entire infield moves back now for the Red Sox for Hall. First pitch misses down and away to the lefty, ball 1. Four to nothing Chatham. The battle of two first-place teams tonight here at Red Wilson Field. 42 points apiece coming in. Chatham looking to regain sole possession. That's been theirs for so long. 1-0. Breaking ball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Shadows completely engulfing the infield. 2-0 the count to Hall. The pitch. Fastball low. 3 balls and no strikes. Corrigan in danger of walking in the second man since he's entered the game. The 3-0. Misses way down and inside. Yanked it, and that's ball 4. Kafka's line is going to be complete. He's allowed 3 runs, and now it is 5-0 Chatham, as that's the second run walked in the frame by Corrigan. 3 runs have scored all Kafkas, despite all of them scoring with Corrigan on the mound. He entered with 1 down, has struck out 1 man, but also allowed 2 walks and a hit. 9th man to bat in the inning for Chatham, and it's Keaton Rice. Noah Cardenas first will have a conference out on the mound with Corrigan. Although, isn't a conference when it's more than 2 people?
I believe so. I think
So this is a meeting. This is a meeting.
And now it'll be a conference as Scott Pickler is joining them.
Perhaps he's seen enough from Corrigan. Whitey does have somebody up and tossing in the bullpen. Now it's a conference. King and Wyatt Young joining as well.
Big time conference. So is the right side of the infield.
Yeah.
Bring the outfield in, why don't you?
No, they're having a conference of their own.
They do have their own mini conference.
Slow walk out in center field. Pick has the ball from Corrigan. Hasn't made a move to the bullpen at this point. Perhaps just buying time. That was as slow as I've seen Pick walk from the dugout to the mound of this season. And now he'll make the move. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the 7th. 5-0. Chatham will step aside. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bases still loaded. It's the top of the 7th. Feels like they've been loaded for a half an hour at this point. Chatham has pushed across 3 runs in the frame thus far. 5-0, they lead it. First pitch from Jacob Winger. Bounce to the right side. Wold rounds it. Foul ball. Wold made the play, but it's called foul by Mike Rabideau at first base. Keaton Rice rolled it up the first baseline. It's 0-1. Jacob Winger, the third man out of the bullpen today for YD. All three, in some form or another, have pitched in this inning. Winger in his 9th appearance of the summer for YD, and I tell you what, he's been really good. Used in mostly a middle relief role, but a 1.38 ERA for Winger. 0-1. Fastball misses high, a ball and a strike. Every time he pitches, I feel like we talk about wanting to see him in a higher prominence spot. Trailing 5-0 here, YD not quite out of reach, I'd say, but it doesn't look great. So Winger in here to keep it at 5 tonight. Bases loaded, 2 down, a ball and a strike to Rice. The pitch. Fastball right on the inside corner to the lefty. A ball and 2 strikes from Winger. Chatham, a couple of hits in the inning. It's the 4 walks that have hurt the Red Sox tonight. In this inning specifically, total they've walked 9. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Jacob Winger continues his strong season out of the bullpen. Fans Keaton Rice to leave him loaded in the 7th. Stretch time here at the Red. It's 5-0 Chatham over YD. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
After a 3-spot blows this game wide open in the top of the 7th inning, YD has their work cut out for them as they have their final 9 outs to play with. Riley King set to lead things off as he fouls the first pitch back to the screen. It's 0-1. Third at bat of the day for Riley King. He's 0 for 2. That one off the end of the bat, right at Morrill at second. Over to first, and that's the first out of the inning. YD finds themselves down 5-0 here. Chatham with 5 runs on 6 hits. No errors. The walks and hit by pitches proven to be costly to this YD pitching staff. Once again, it's been the theme throughout this season. 2 out, missed opportunities to close out innings, and walks have been the 2 things that have plagued this team the most.
Number 35, Tate Samuelson.
Tate Samuelson now stepping in and pinch hit for Jake Palmer. First pitch swinging, skies one high and foul off the right side towards the snack bar. Hits off the roof, and it's 0-1. YD yet to score more than 3 against the Chatham Anglers this season. Now have to score 6 if they want to win this game. These 2 teams will meet again tomorrow in a makeup game at Veterans Field. Game that was rained out last Thursday. 1-1. That one just off the inside corner, and it's And it's 2-1. That one's driven back up the middle right at Polkovich, but he's positioned perfectly, comes in and makes the grab, and that's the second out of the inning. So.
The second baseman,
Sam Hall now will step
in. Sam Hall.
0 for 2 on the day as well. We talked about it in the open. Not a terrible day for some of the people in the bottom third of this YD order, but really just not a good day for anyone offensively in this one, as they've only recorded 2 hits. First pitch to Sam Hall is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Hall batting from the right side. Out of Clemson. Looks at an 0-1 pitch well wide, and it's 1-1. One and one. Big swing and a miss as Sam Hall out in front of an off-speed pitch. And it's now 1-2. Mason Hazelwood still out on the mound. That one skips in. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch, skied, foul, and out of play. Sam Hall in a battle, trying to extend the 7th inning. Two and two. Good eye from Sam Hall at the plate, and he's worked the count full. Sam Hall entered the day on a bit of a hot streak. Limited action this season due to some nagging injuries, been banged up here and there throughout the campaign, including some arm issues after throwing in relief in the rout against these same Chatham Anglers as he skies the payoff pitch up in the air. Morill's underneath it, and that'll end the inning. Hazelwood makes quick work of this YD order once again. We head to the top of the 8th inning. It's still 5-0 Chatham. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Steamship Authority.
Huey Morrill, who's had himself an excellent day, both offensively and defensively, set to lead things off as he did in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 for 3 on the day as that one's foul tipped at the plate, and it's 0-1.
That caught a pretty thick piece of Cardenas. He's walking it off now back behind the plate. But Winger continues to impress on the mound. He has been one of the better arms for Whitey in relief. I think the most underrated arm in relief for the Red Sox, as he hasn't been put in a whole lot of high leverage scenarios, usually when the team is up by about 5+ or down by about 4 or 5. Here they're down about 5, but every time he's been put in there, he has been successful.
0-1 pitch is a breaking ball in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. You wonder at what point he's going to start to get more trust and really be used in higher leverage situations, because in a game like this where bases loaded, 1 out, you need somebody to get a couple outs. I would trust Winger in that situation to come in and get a couple outs and get you out of that frame. He ended up getting the strikeout to get them out of the inning, recording just 1 out, but I would have trusted him to get 2 outs there to keep that game right around 2-0, 3-0 if need be. 1-2. And it's a strikeout as Morrill goes down swinging, and that's the first out of the inning. 2 strikeouts now for Jacob Winger.
Team had 4 strikeouts before Jacob Winger came in. First too many sees he strikes out. He has now 16 strikeouts to just 4 walks on the season. The numbers speak for themselves. It's good lineups that he's doing this to as well.
Top of the order now as Caden Polkovich steps in once again as he looks at a first pitch breaking ball that dances outside 1-0. Polkovich tripled in the run that made it 2-0 Chatham back in the top of the 4th inning. Winger's 1-0 pitch is an off-speed one and a good one as it gets Polkovich down to a knee on the swing, and it's 1-1. Polkovich has killed this Whitey team this season, a leadoff home run in the game that ended up in the 15-1 rout. RBI triple in this one as he's performed very well at the top of the order as he sends this one awkwardly foul off the end of the bat. No chance for Riley King to make a play, and it's 1-2. Michael Weisberg beginning to throw down in the Whitey bullpen.
Another arm that Whitey has used when down in games, similar to Winger.
1-2. And as per the last 2 batters, see a K in your scorebook as Polkovich goes down swinging. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts for Jacob Winger.
It's time to use Jacob Winger in a big spot. It's time to test him. Let's see him in a high leverage scenario. He has almost doubled Whitey's strikeouts over the last 3 batters on the day. He has just been that good. It's time to use Jacob Winger in a big spot. I've seen enough.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know what else you need to see. I'm buying all Jacob Winger stock at this point. As he delivers another first pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
And I get it. He's not a big guy who's going to overpower everybody with the fastball. He goes to High Point University, not a baseball powerhouse, but he has gotten the outs consistently.
Beautiful campus at High Point, North Carolina. Furniture capital of the world, if you didn't know. High Point, North Carolina. Might just be furniture capital of America. Either way, it's the furniture capital of somewhere. I do know that for a fact. I remember noticing that in my research about the school. I did apply there. The 0-2 from Winger. Waste pitch high and wide on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
But when you look at the guys who have been used late in ball games for Whitey when they're either up by a lot or down by a lot, one of them is not like the rest when you look at the numbers, and that's Winger with this ERA down below 2. Everyone else, 4 or 5+ ERAs.
Stop me if you heard this one before, but Jacob Winger struck out a batter. The High Point product strikes out the side, and we get through the top of the 8th inning. Winger puts a 0 up on the scoreboard. It's still 5-0 Anglers. We head to the bottom of the 8th on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Noah Cardenas steps in to lead off the eighth. He's got one of 2 hits in this one. He's had an excellent game, offensively, defensively, hosing Jamal O'Gwyn back when this game was a little bit more competitive. And that was a big moment in the game.
That was a huge moment at the time.
It was 1-0 Chatham at that point. Chatham was threatening to really blow it open earlier in that one as Jamal O'Gwyn looked to swipe third. And Cardenas hosed him. It was first and second, 1 down at the time, and that was a big second out for Ryan Hare.
Massive out at the time. Cardenas has played a good game today. That double, his second in as many starts for him.
Squares to bunt on 2-0 and pulls the bat back. It's now 3 balls and no strikes.
It just feels 5-0 against both teams. Normally, I would say Whitey's within their range just because how explosive this offense can be. But for whatever reason, Chatham has shut them down. This one just doesn't have the feel of a comeback yet.
3-0 pitch spins Cardenas around, but he's not strolling down to first as that one was called a strike, and it's 3-1.
I mean, when you're averaging over 3 runs a game more against every other team than they are against Chatham, that's pretty telling.
Cardenas smokes one down the line to left. Is it going to stay fair? It is not. It one hops the fence down the left field line as it just hooks foul.
Weird area down there, Andre, because the fence does not go directly up to the foul pole. So there's a little bit of an area between the fence, the high part of the fence, and the lower part of the fence where the foul pole takes place. So it's just kind of an awkward area down the left field line here at Red Wilson.
So in the end, it's a loud strike 2, and the count's full to Cardenas. Payoff pitch. That one's downstairs, and Cardenas works the walk. He's on for the second time today.
He's definitely had the best day of any Red Stock to this point. Just seeing it well at the plate right now, apparently. It's a good AB, and he hit the ball really hard on that foul ball.
So top of the order, Wyatt Young steps in. Nobody down here in the 8th inning, and we've well documented the offensive struggles that this Whitey team has had against Chatham. But if they are going to make a run in this game, this has got to be when you do it.
Yep, top of the lineup up, leadoff runner on. Got to be right now.
First pitch. That one's in the dirt, and Cardenas will move up 90 feet to second base. And now it's runner in scoring position. First runner in scoring position since Noah Cardenas.
He's been the only one
back
today.
in the 3rd inning. It's only the 2nd time in this one that YD has had a runner in scoring position.
And we talked about in the moment that was a big inning because Whitey had the top of their order up after he got in scoring position. If Whitey pushes across at the time the tying run, we could be talking about a different ball game because of the arms that Whitey might have gone to out of the pen.
1-0 pitch to Young. That one's wide, and it's 2-0.
Whitey's an interesting team because they really have kind of 2 different routes you can go with their bullpen. You can go the A+ route where you feel really confident about your guys. And then I think this is kind of their middle of the road group of bullpen arms they've used today that they're just hanging around. They're close, trying to keep them in it. And then there's the group they've used when they're down by a lot of runs. Today, they kind of wanted to hover around, hoping they could get more out of Kafka and Corrigan, who just couldn't quite hang on and keep the team in it.
Quick conference on the mound. This is a runner on second base. No sign of a bullpen switch. Everyone returns now to their spaces. Wyatt Young still ahead in the count, 2-0. Clearly, the Chatham outfield did not get the memo that Wyatt Young hit an absolute tank.
Right field is about average depth. Center and left field, though, Wyatt Young could easily rope one over either of their heads.
They have very little respect for the sneaky power of the 5'7", 165 second baseman.
I mean, he's got 9 extra base hits, 6 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run is not a joke. And that home run he hit yesterday would have put that house in danger. It was that type of blast.
Right center field is wide open for Wyatt Young if he can get one in the air in that direction. As the 3-0 pitch misses upstairs, And it's first and second, Whitey's best scoring opportunity of the day.
No question. And Beasley and Wells coming to the plate here. All of a sudden, things starting to pique the interest of some fans, starting to really pay attention here. Down by 5. Sun setting quickly, and that also is going to get the attention of the Chatham Arms and the bullpen. Somebody up and tossing.
Beasley skies one right towards us. And that one will just barely get over the fence, up onto the netting that protects the people
That
sitting right
popped
behind
up,
home
I
plate.
think, onto the press box and off the netting. Not sure where that one ended up.
See, both of us were up and prepared to catch that fly ball. Peach over here.
TJ was running to the parking lot.
TJ was already down the stairs by the time that even got to the fence. And no one can see whether or not that's actually true. So they have to take us as fact.
That's right. That's the best part of the Andre and Brian broadcasts.
0-1. Beasley skies it into center field. Polkovich jogging back into right center. Cardenas will tag. Wyatt Young not advancing on the back end. He trots back to first, and it's runners on the corner. The first time YD has had a runner on third base tonight.
Productive out from Beasley, but if you're wanting to string together a crooked inning with a big number, would have loved to see him really barrel one up there. Just got underneath it and skied it into right center field. Now this is a big at-bat for Wells. YD needs their go-to man to drive in some runs here. He's been so good in spots like this all season long. Just today has been a struggle for him a bit at the plate.
First pitch to Wells.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that one
pizza
misses
and hamburgers for half price
downstairs, and it's 1-0.
You have to imagine this is a tough guy to hit for a lefty. Hazelwood kind of goes that Chris Sale sweeping three-quarter arm angle.
Been a good outing in relief for Hazelwood. Good outing for both Chatham pitchers today as Wells skies one straight up on the infield, about a mile high. Terrell's underneath it. He'll make the play, and that's a big second out of the inning for Hazelwood.
Back-to-back pitches to hit for YD that they just pop up. Both Beasley and Wells sky them. Now it's a big opportunity for Jack Thomas Wold. They need him to come up clutch here if they have any interest in winning this game.
Jack Thomas Wold, 0 for 3 on the day. Not a lot of success for this YD offense. First pitch. Off speed, it gets in there for a called strike, 0-1. 5-0 Chatham still. Chatham 5 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. Didn't prove costly. YD, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. 0-1. That one's in there across the outer half. A fastball pumped in, and it's 0-2. Runners on the corner. Cardenas drew the leadoff walk and now sits on third. Wyatt Young is on first base, and he will advance 90 feet to second as Hazelwood goes down on a bit of a slide there.
Awkward play. The ball caromed off the mask of Rice behind home plate, back out towards the mound. And as Hazelwood came in to pick up the baseball, lost his footing and almost went down.
1-2 pitch to Wold incoming. And waves and misses at the breaking ball up to the top of the zone. Flips his bat in frustration as that ends the inning. YD strands their best 2 opportunities to score in this game as they strand runners on second and third. It's still 5-0 Anglers. We head to the top of the 9th here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Designated hitter from the University of
It is
Southern
indeed Michael
California,
Weisberg out of the pen
Jamal
for
O'Gwynn
YD.
II.
Cal State Fullerton righty sets for his first pitch to Jamal O'Gwynn, and it's a breaking ball off the plate inside, and it's 1-0.
O'Gwynn, 3 walks today, 3 of the 9 allowed by the Red Sox staff. That's been the difference.
That one's a big swing and fouled back to the screen. It's 1-1. One from Weisberg. Fastball pumped in just below the knees, and it's 2-1. Jamal O'Gwynn in the box for Chatham. Fouls the 1-2 pitch back and out of play. O'Gwynn has walked not once, not twice, but thrice in this ball game. As 2-2 misses, and it's now a full count, and he's on pace to walk a 4th time.
Big pitch for Weisberg if he wants to have a clean inning.
Swing and a miss. He got O'Gwynn on the fastball. That's the first out of the inning.
5 straight strikeouts between Winger and Weisberg now. What is going on at the back end of this pen?
The shortstop.
So the best success of the night for
California.
YD pitchers has
Ramirez.
really come in the last 5 batters as they recorded 5 straight Ks, all of the swinging variety.
We've come to expect it of Winger, but Weisberg, this could be promising for him.
First pitch is in there, called strike to Ben Ramirez. Got 2 hits on the day.
ERA up over 14 for Weisberg on the season. He could really use a scoreless outing.
0-1 pitch is flared foul off the left side, and it's quickly 0-2. Weisberg looking to work a quick inning here in the 9th. The 0-2 handcuffs Cardenas behind the plate.
That caught a piece of his bare hand.
Looks to be okay, though. He'll resume putting down the signs. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Weisberg. Breaking ball well wide. And it's now even 2 balls, 2 strikes. These 2 teams will lock horns again tomorrow evening in Chatham. Thankfully, in the midst of the tornado that swept through Cape Cod, as that one is skied in the infield. Looks like it's R.J. Yeager over there at short in the place of Wyatt Young. And he records it for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, Wyatt got his last at-bat of the day. Just trying to give him a little bit of a rest, even when as much as you can. Knowing you're going to be using him at a heavy amount come playoff time. And it's a good job by Yeager.
First pitch to Alex Terrell is a good off-speed offering, and it's 0-1. Yes, thankfully, after the tornado, which did a lot of damage in and around the Yarmouth area and hit Chatham pretty bad as well. Chatham lost power at their field, regained it earlier today.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to play at the 7 o'clock start time as scheduled. 0-2 pitch just a bit wide as Weisberg was walking off the mound there.
That was a good pitch. Yeah, just off the outer edge.
And it's 1-2.
Brewster beats Katuitt tonight, so they make up 2 points. YD's magic number still at 4.
That one's right down the heart of the plate. And it's a 1-2-3 ninth for Michael Weisberg. 2 strikeouts sandwiched around to pop up to R.J. Yeager at shortstop as Weisberg puts a 0 up on the scoreboard. YD is set to take their last hacks of the game. They need 5 to tie, 6 to win. We head to the bottom of the 9th. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
University, Carson Taylor.
Last chance for the Red Sox here. The sun continues to set on Red Wilson Field. Andre Sims, Brian McLaughlin with you. As it's been a rough go for YD in this one as they face Chatham's closer, Dawson Merriman. It's Carson Taylor, the switch hitter, to lead things off. Came in to pinch hit for Eric Tolman after his first two at-bats. He's 0 for 1, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the sixth. 2-0 pitch. Skied foul. And it's 2-1. Taylor batting from the left side awaits the 2-1. It's in there for a called strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Foul tipped, but it just squeaks out of the glove. And it's still 2-2.
Second life here for Taylor. Chance to try to get his first hit here.
That one was a great pitch, just misses maybe a bit downstairs, and it's a full count. Payoff pitch incoming to Carson Taylor, looking to get something started in the ninth, and he will one-hop one over to Murill at second. Over to first. Seems like there's been a lot of 4-3s in this ball game.
YD's lefties have really rolled over on the ball. Murill has been busy over there at second base. Certainly been a lot of ground outs today.
King.
I have 6 ground balls to second base in this one. First pitch to Riley King is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Riley King smokes one, but that'll be foul. Nothing in 2 to Riley King. Whitey now down to their final 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch is down at the shins, and Riley King is now still behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one dots the outside corner, and Riley King is down looking for the second out of the inning. So now it'll be Ron Washington.
Now batting for the Red Sox. From
Who
the
was
University
pinch
of
hitting
Pittsburgh,
for Tate Samuelson, who pinch hit
29,
for Jake
Ron
Palmer.
Washington.
Yeah, get Washington a cut. He hits the ball as hard as anybody when he connects. Great. Really has a lot of power when he gets it in the air.
First pitch to him is a called strike, and it's 0-1.
Facing a pretty tough arm out there on the mound, though. Merriman, a good pitcher, an all-star this year for the Anglers.
0-1 pitch misses downstairs, just a bit outside, and it's 1-1. Washington represents the last chance for YD in this one as they find themselves still down 5-0. It's a big swing and a miss there from Washington as he cuts through a fastball, and it's 1-2.
This would be the first time all season YD's shut out in a full-length game. Only other time was when they were shut out just recently against Bourne.
1-2 pitch misses inside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That Bourne game was shortened to just 5 innings, so YD didn't exactly have a full opportunity to score in that one. Full chance here today.
2-2 pitch skips in the dirt, and it's a full count. That 5-inning game of at Bourne, of course, a perfect game, not a single base runner allowed in that one. Payoff pitch to Washington. Misses inside, and it's a 2-out walk. So Sam Hall will hit now as the game has been extended by at least 1 batter.
Pick trying to, I think, get his guys who maybe don't have as many live at-bats at the plate some looks between Taylor, Washington, now Hall hitting here in the inning. Those are guys who I think all have potential to be big impact players, especially on the offensive side, but need to see the ball more.
First pitch to Hall is a breaking pitch that drops in on the outer half. It's 0-1. Sam Hall, 0 for 3 on the day, making a couple of starts here in the last few ball games. 0-1 pitch, just a bit outside, and it's 1-1.
Hall's at his best when he's a line drive hitter. He's not a big power guy. His best tool by far is his athleticism. So trying to spray the ball back up the middle and into right center has to normally be Sam's approach at the plate.
1-1, misses downstairs, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Feels like Sam Hall, especially with that athleticism and his versatility defensively, could really be a key cog in this machine as we head towards the postseason if he could figure it out at the plate. He is now ahead 3 balls, 1 strike, much to the dismay of the Chatham dugout.
The fastball looked to be like a pretty good pitch there from Merriman, but just off the plate inside.
3-1 pitch to Hall. That one's on the ground back up the middle. Ramirez will field, go the short way to second base, and that'll end this ball game. Another dominant outing for the Chatham pitching staff against this YD offense as they really could just do nothing against the arms that wear blue. The final line, 5 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for Chatham. No runs, just 2 hits allowed for YD in this one. And Brian, there's just not much else you could say. This YD team just can't hit these Chatham pitchers, whoever they decide to throw out.
It has been dominant. YD is now going to be scoring almost less than a run per game against this Chatham team through 5 games now against the Anglers. They've scored a total of 7 runs. And that's just not going to play come the playoffs against everybody else. This team has no trouble squaring the ball up, but Chatham has gotten the best of YD this season, especially out there on the mound. It is a big tilt tomorrow at Chatham between these two squads as YD, if they have any hopes of winning the division, probably needs to take that one.
And on the flip side of the offense, not a great start from Ryan Hare, not a bad one as well. So in context of the way his season has gone, what did you see from Hare in this one?
It's interesting because you're right. You look at the numbers, only 1 earned run. He just threw too many pitches. I want to see him attack batters more. And it's just interesting because it feels like when he goes after hitters with the fastball, that's when they square it up. But today it was a lot of falling behind, trying to start with off-speed pitches, and then couldn't come back. And you're just seeing a lot of pitches thrown throughout the ball game. And that's why you see the final line of only 3 2/3 because he threw 80 pitches in under 4 innings of work out there on the mound.
And as has been the story for a lot of this season, the bullpen continues to be an issue when you don't go to the premier arm. So if you're Scott Pickler going through the last few games of this season and into the postseason, you obviously can't throw the same guys 2-3 days in a row. How do you navigate the bullpen struggles?
It's going to be really interesting how Pick is able to manage this staff in general, from the starters to the relievers. I think he's going to need to rely on guys like Colin Kafka like he did today, despite Kafka's struggles. Mostly in the 7th inning for Kafka. I think Jacob Winger has to play an impact. I think guys like Chase Walter, who's relatively new, is going to have to get big outs along with the normal guys you're seeing out of the pen, especially Carvajal and the closer Taylor Dollard. Carlos Lamelli might have to get some big outs as well in some big ball games. It is going to be interesting to see how Pick tries to manage this one down the stretch.
The stretch run continues tomorrow as these two teams will meet once again. This time it'll be at Veterans Field in Chatham, 7 p.m. start time for that one. That'll do it for us here at Red Wilson Field this evening. For Brian McLaughlin, I'm Andre Sims. Thank you so much for joining us. YD loses this one by a score of 5-0. We'll see you tomorrow from Chatham.